back to the channel. If you're new here today, welcome. My name is Dominique. Today I've got a video on some of the meals that we've been having over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I normally bring out like a meal planning video after my grocery hauls, but I just haven't done that for a little while. I think it's because we've just been trying to get prepared for my oldest boy going to high school next year, and there's been a lot of enrollment forms, there's been interviews and things like that. So I haven't really been sticking to like a strict meal planning schedule as such, and I really do need to do that. So as you'd be aware if you watched my last video on me changing from weekly shopping to fortnightly shopping, which will be happening this week. If you haven't seen that video, I can link it below. Changing to fortnightly shopping, I want to stick to like a strict meal plan now, because we're going to be trying to cut down money here and there, and especially on groceries. So definitely meal planning, like I was before, is something that I have to continue to do. So in saying that, this isn't so much of a weekly meal planning video. It's just been a bit of a jumble of meals that we've had over the last 2 to 3 weeks. They're really just short little clips of what we had over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, just to give you some ideas there. And I'll also let you know if the meals were successful, if it's something I would make again, if my kids liked it, you know, and we'll run through that as well. So the first one we've got here is the fried rice. Now this is something that we do cook often because I do find it really easy now that I've got a wok. I do have an electric wok that I got for Christmas, and this is just fabulous for cooking fried rice. Whatever I can find, it's usually celery out of the garden and carrots and onion. I don't usually put meat with it because I just keep it simple, and it saves money that way as well. So definitely a fried rice is something that I do make often, and we freeze it down into bags, so we've always got it. And you can always add it to fish, or add it to mince, or add it with steak, or just have it with a salad or something like that. It's really, really convenient. So definitely, you know, fried rice is usually on our menu every at least 2 to 3 weeks, or I make batches up and freeze it. So the next meal we've got here is a steak, and it would have been like a ribeye steak that we bought from Aldi. I usually do get my steaks from Aldi. And also we've cooked mushrooms, broccolini and capsicum with it. And this was cooked on the barbecue. We always cook food on the barbecue, like it's a Weber barbecue, and it's just wonderful. We've got a big gas bottle. Everything usually gets cooked on it, and when we do cook on it, usually my husband does the cooking as well. So that really works out well. We have put a cob of corn with it. We actually probably use 2 cobs of corn here and just cut them up, because the kids don't eat any more than half a cob, and we just share 2 cobs so that we've got more for later. But yeah, this was a really easy dish, and you know, it was really yummy as well. But once again, it is an expensive dinner because steak and meats like that are really expensive at the moment. Okay, the next meal we've got here is another meal that we've cooked on the Weber. This is chicken burgers. Now, I have been purchasing the burgers from Woolworths, burger patties from Woolworths, salt and pepper chicken breast patties. They are about $7 for 4, but they're really delicious. So I have bought them a few times. So here we are just like char grilling some zucchini, some capsicum and some tomatoes, and we're just going to make a really easy burger with some bread. We don't usually buy burger buns or anything because it's just another expense. We just use the bread we've got. And then, you know, this is the burgers here, a picture of them. We also just put them on the barbecue, cook it all up. And then we've just got a big bottle of sauerkraut as well that we've been buying from Woolworths. Aldi have actually got a special on it, not a special, but they've come out with sauerkraut and apple. I'm pretty sure, red sauerkraut and apple. That's the one I absolutely love from Aldi, and I've just reminded myself that I think it's this weekend that I have to go and get it. We always put it on burgers, sausages, you know, all that sort of thing. It's a really good nutritional food. Another meal here we've had over the last few weeks is a teriyaki. Now I prepare this usually the night before. I chop up the broccoli. We've got broccoli, we've got capsicum. So I have been buying the bird's eye stir fry mix. I find this a really nice mixture of vegetables. I don't find the beans stringy. They're really good quality. I think they're a little bit over $5 for 800 grams, but well worth it. So I did have capsicum and broccoli in the fridge, but I thought I'd just, you know, make the frozen vegetables go a little bit further by cutting them up and adding it to it. I've got some fried rice in the clip seal bags there at the back where you can see that, and I've taken them out of the freezer. I'm actually going to put noodles with it, but I thought I had fried rice, so I was really happy about that. And I have got this little sachet of teriyaki sauce in a sachet there, and I'm just going to mix all that up. And I have got a bag of cut up chicken, which I usually do cut up the chicken prior to freezing it, just to make it a lot easier, and you know, it cooks so much quicker. But I do find when I cook these stir fries in the wok, it makes the chicken tender. It cooks in no time at all, compared to when I cook it on the stove. The chicken gets a lot tougher. I just absolutely love the wok, and it really is a good investment for stir fries and things like that. So this was a really good meal, and we usually get like a dinner out of this for 4 people, and then we get another meal the next day as well, depending on how much rice you can bulk it up with, or noodles. Talking about chicken patties again, here we've got some here, and this was a pack of like those schnitzels that I bought from Woolworths. This is like a schnitzel pack that I bought from Aldi the other day. We just ran in and got some just to trial them. I think they're like $10 something for a big pack. You can also get these at Coles and Woolies as well, but I just thought I'd try them. And they were really good, but they're more of like a mixed chicken meat. So they're more of a grayer meat, not the white meat. And I just put them in the air fryer, and they sort of did shrink. I tried to put a little bit of pasta sauce and cheese on top, but they sort of dried out a little bit. But it was fine. It still worked out good. Everyone really enjoyed it. I made a few of them so I could put them in the fridge for the next day for lunch. I do find the thing with these meat patties are that you do have to eat them straight away. You can't freeze them. They're not suitable for freezing. So you've only got probably about 5 to 6 days, maybe less than that, to eat a big pack of them. So, which is really good if you haven't had them in a while, but I think we've had enough of them now because we did have to sort of eat them quite quickly. But what I did was I made a big potato salad the night before, which is really handy, just like fried rice. Potato salad can really go far. You can put it with everything, even if it's just like some cold ham or something like that. Anything. It's just such a good thing and versatile to have in your fridge. And it doesn't take long to make. You don't have to make it complicated. We just usually put some spring onions with it, or some parsley and mayonnaise. And I do cut up some gherkins in it because I just like that taste. But you don't even have to do all that. It can be just as simple as some parsley or just a bit of onion and potato. So I've just got that with the mixed vegetables there, and that made a really simple meal. And the kids really enjoy it. They absolutely love potato salad. This meal here was done on a Friday night. I had some chipolates that I bought in the grocery haul, and these are just the beef ones, and it was just an easy Friday night dinner. I just had bread, chipolates I fried up. But during the day, my husband also made up this really nice salsa just to put on top of it. And we actually used this salsa all weekend on everything because it was just so, you know, it was just so yummy. So here we've just got some fried up onions, zucchini and capsicum. And I think there's a bit of tomato in there as well. And that was fried up for, like, you know, cooked for ages just so it makes it, you know, really soft. And then a few cans of tomatoes, and there was also some grated carrot that was also added to it as well. And it was just like a meal within itself. On the weekend we used it as a dip, or even with the kids chicken nuggets and things like that. So it was a really easy thing to make, cheap, and yeah, it was just something a little bit different. You could always add some chili sauce with it or something like that, but as you can see here, we've just put it on top after we've blended it, on top of just some sausages. And during the day on Friday I did make a loaf of bread, so I just put that on there too, and it was really crunchy, the crust. The kids really enjoyed it. It was an easy Friday night dinner. So this is the last meal we've got here. I ordered some Shanks from Woolworths because my kids are always asking me for lamb shanks, and I thought, why not buy them some? These were very expensive. They did charge me about $27 for 4, but I don't often buy them. I don't actually think I've ever bought lamb shanks before, but I thought I'd give it a go. It was a really yummy meal and everything, but there is just so much waste on it, and it was all bone and gristle mostly. The kids enjoyed it but didn't love it. And I felt like we didn't have a lot of food at the end of the night because there was just, you know, a lot of waste. But maybe I should slow cook them instead of baking them. It might have been better and more tender, which I would probably try next time. But the lamb shanks are just so very expensive. Used some cubed up beetroot, tomato, and just made like a salad out of it. And my husband also made up some mint sauce. So we just sort of blended that up in the multi-purpose blender we've got, and just poured that on top. So that's why it's like a fluorescent green, because we've just made like it looks more like a Hulk sauce over the top of the lamb shanks. They were really yummy, and parts of it were really tender, But I just find for the kids, it was a very expensive meal because they wanted one each. But it's not something I would purchase again for a while unless there was a special on them, because I can't believe how much Shanks are. And sometimes now when you buy a lamb, you don't even get a shank with it like you used to, unless you spend like $50 on a roast. There's just some of the meals that we've had over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I hope you've enjoyed this part of the video. So talking about my grocery haul this week, I will be starting our fortnightly shop this week. Our main shop will be done either Friday, Saturday or Sunday, depending on when I get the shop in. I will be going through Woolworths, but I will be also doing an Aldi shop as well, because I do need meat. And I find Aldi the best place for the meat, well, most of the meats anyway, and just a few other things as well. I'm trying not to get as tempted at Aldi by going in there and purchasing other things, because they do have that middle aisle, which I try not to go and tempt myself with kids' clothes and, you know, gadgets and Tupperware things and all that sort of thing. So just trying to nick in, get what I need, and then yeah, get the main groceries at Woolworths as well, like milks and breads and all that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that this will be a success and I can save some money going and changing it up to a fortnightly shop. And I think in the long run, we're going to save a lot more money, as long as we're really strict. And, you know, purchasing things for the kids can be a little bit difficult, like especially with snacks. So last night I did make the kids some cupcakes. Usually we get to Thursday, Friday, and it can be very difficult in our house with foods for lunches, so I usually just go and get a lunch order. Last night I made the kids some cupcakes, because they always need like a cake or a biscuit or a slice in their lunchbox, just as a filler. So I did make some chocolate cupcakes. I'll show you what they look like in a minute. But I was really proud of myself. Just made like the 80-cent bag of cake mix. It was really yummy. Cost hardly anything, and they really enjoyed it. And yeah, and probably tonight I might even add some cream with it. They can have a little bit of a cupcake and cream with it. But those sort of things, instead of running out and getting like a $5 packet of cupcakes from Coles or anything like that. And sometimes it does work out cheaper, but to be honest, by the time you put the oven on and all that sort of thing, it can work out cheaper. But I think what the problem is when you run out and get those $5 cupcakes from Coles or Woolworths or anything like that, you're just not going to go in and get the $5 cupcakes. You're going to go in there and spend $50 to $70 or whatever, and that's what I don't like about it. You know, I'm not really fussed about paying $5 for a packet of cupcakes, because that's probably cheaper than me making them nowadays. But like I said, unless I just go to a bakery and get it, which you won't get that for $5 at a bakery, I'm going to end up spending more money. So yeah, that's why I just made them last night, and yeah, and hopefully I can freeze some for next week as well, until I figure out what I'll be making them for lunch next week. So I'll get these cupcakes and show you what they look like. I have made like a love heart cake on top, but I've cut it in half. That was what I had left over from the cupcakes, and I'll just try to show you there. But yeah, just made a batch of them, a bit like a Lavington cupcake or muffin as such. And sometimes I just give them half of it if it's too big in their lunchbox, especially my youngest. But yeah, that's just handy, and I try and do that every week, is make a slice or cupcakes. It just makes it a lot easier as something extra in their lunchbox, because I know my kids don't like muesli bars, my kids don't like really sweet things at school. They like little snacks and chips, but basically that's it. So I just waste money by trying these new things out when it comes to snacks. I'll eat yogurts and cheese and things like that, but they probably like more savoury things in their lunchboxes than those sweet, like LCM bars and all that. Like everything nowadays when it comes to food and shopping and saving money, it's a challenge within itself. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I go with it, and seeing, you know, if it does change and how much we're going to save, and also you know, if it's going to be beneficial for our family. And I just want to make sure we're just not going to nick out and keep buying more things because I've done more of a fortnightly shop and not a weekly shop. So thanks everyone for coming today and watching my meal video. I really do appreciate, and I love having you all here. So please let me know if you enjoy these sort of meal videos and if it helps you out. And if you've got any ideas below that you could help me out or anyone else, put them down below. Any tips or anything like that, I absolutely love hearing from you all. So I'll talk to you all in the comments, and I'll see you soon for my next videos. Thanks everyone. Bye.